What's up, everybody? It's Sid and Millie back with another episode, kind of
Yeah.
chatting about a random topic today. We'll be kind of talking about why we think billionaires should not exist.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And I feel like we can probably go on for ages about this topic, but I feel like for today, we'll just kind of limit it to a few main points, which will be um, environmental implications. You gotta hold your hand up.
oh,
Environmental implications, wealth distribution, hoarding.
yes, hoarding. I love that. Yeah.
um, what's another one? Maybe we'll
Okay.
just maybe we'll just start
Yeah.
there right now.
Environmental implications, wealth distribution, and hoarding.
Yeah.
So,
So getting into a few of those.
yeah,
So, it was just obviously Monaco Grand Prix weekend. You saw all the billionaires out there with their
of
yachts, with their
course.
giant boats. There was a video online of like two multi-millionaires who were just racing their yachts in the ocean. And there's, someone who responded to it and was like, they're burning $10,000 per minute while they're racing their yachts in the ocean.
Each or like
Each. Yeah, yeah.
wow, so $20,000 per
And
minute during the race.
yeah, well,
Wow.
yeah. And so it's just pretty interesting, like the separation of worlds. Most of
Mm-hmm.
us are out here struggling with gas prices, paying over $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these multi-millionaires, billionaires are out here racing their yachts around.
Yeah. When you told me about that, I was shocked,
Mm,
dumbfounded,
yeah,
speechless. I
yeah,
just really didn't even have the words to even describe the like frivolousness and just like disregard for not only, I
resources.
mean, yeah, the resources, and those things dump waste and like surely some oil into the ocean, like they're
Yeah,
not
I mean,
great
yachts
for.
and boats are not very great. That was just one example, and then the other would be like their private planes, right? The
Mm-hmm.
private flights. We see it all the time whenever there's a big event, whatever, for the movies, for whatever, when all of them take their private flight somewhere, right? Like their CO2 contribution to our atmosphere is unmatched. Like
Crazy.
people on an individual basis, like you and I, it doesn't matter how many plastic straws we use if billionaires are taking private flights and private planes every single where they go.
Yeah.
You always hear about the like Taylor Swift jokes about how she takes a flight from one trip of her state to the other part of the state.
Right.
But the reality is that them doing those sorts of things, the Kardashians, all of these other billionaires, Bezos, they all do it, right? It is burning an immense amount of fuel and
Mm-hmm.
contributing to climate change at an immense amount. So if you think about like driving a car, right? One way that you can be more fuel responsible is to carpool. So think
Mm-hmm.
about that. When we are all flying in our commercial flights, we are carpooling. When these multi-billionaires and these multi-millionaires are taking these private flights places, imagine what they're doing
It's like 1 to 10 people, probably.
at
They're
max.
like
Yeah.
staff, whatever,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
the pilots and all that. But yeah, literally, when all of us are going somewhere,
Yeah.
there's like 100 people on the flight.
At least.
And
Yeah.
so, like, think about the carbon distribution between all of those people.
Exactly. So, like the average person, our carbon contribution is exponentially less than every single person who's in this billionaire class.
Mm-hmm.
So the reality is that they're using more resources and damaging our environment more than anybody else on an individual basis.
Yeah.
That just isn't acceptable.
I agree. And it's just like they really try to pin the responsibility on the consumer. Like you were saying about the plastic straws, they love to make us, the people, the consumer, feel bad about using a plastic straw in our drinks when that really is such a minuscule part of the problem.
Just for reference, Jeff Bezos tried to get a bridge deconstructed so that he could move his super yacht to the ocean.
Wasn't that in the
So
Netherlands?
let's
Yeah,
just think about the
that's
level of difference here. You and I are being told to use plastic straws.
not to use plastic
Meanwhile,
straws.
we're being told to use paper straws. Meanwhile, billionaires are trying to get bridges deconstructed so that they have enough room to move their super mega yachts. Does that sound right to you?
And the thing about that yacht, it couldn't even park anywhere, right?
No,
It couldn't
no.
even dock, and then he tried to sell it,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Well, I honestly don't know.
I don't know, but
But
yeah.
I say that to say, like, and that kind of is a good feed into like the next portion of that, which is like the hoarding element. These
Mm-hmm.
people they have more clothes than they can wear in their entire life, more cars than they can drive in their entire life, planes out the ass, like the boats, multiple yacht moats, like Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg, their super yachts have yachts that have to trail the super yacht to make sure the super yacht is supplied. Think about that. That
That is
is a unhealthy
it's a
level of
mental
hoarding.
disease.
Yeah.
Like
Think
literally.
think about an animal in nature. Think about if we saw a lion just killing a male lion on its own. It's just killing animals and not eating them. It's not consuming the animals it's eating. It's just killing them and putting them in a pile for whatever reason, right? Like it is has way more than it needs to sustain its life
People would be studying that
and
lion.
trying to figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
So why is it that when humans are doing the exact same thing, hoarding more than they could ever hope to utilize, hoarding more than they would ever need or ever be able to spend, and it's just like a normal thing.
I know, because it's like when rich people do it, it's luxury, but when poor people are like hoarding goods, it's a problem.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, yeah, but it's like the same thing. You see like the videos of like the Kardashian having to go to like a storage unit for a closet because they just have too many clothes to keep in their house.
yeah,
Now, you're telling me that in this world of fast fashion, in this world where there are people without clothes on their back, you couldn't be donating your clothing. You couldn't be donating to help other people. What
facts.
good does your clothes collecting dust in a storage unit do for the world?
Literally nothing.
And that is also kind of tying into the mental illness aspect of
Mm-hmm.
it, is that these billionaires quite literally do not care about like the rest of humanity. They have lost the empathetic nature that ties them to like humans, right?
100%.
Because how is it that you could have so much more than any other human on the planet and you still refuse to solve homelessness, hunger, child hunger? You guys aren't pooling your money together to try and solve diseases, for cancer research,
Yeah.
for infrastructure, for libraries, for
Price.
schools, for universities. When was the last time Bill Gates built a university? I mean, when was the last time he gave out free meals for kids in schools? I mean, when was the last time a billionaire built a big library? When was the last time a billionaire made an infrastructure project to benefit the people of the city they lived in? When was the last time a billionaire spent $1 billion on cancer research? I mean, that is just my point. They're
Yeah.
literally not doing anything to benefit humanity.
Not at
They
all.
are just living this frivolous life separated from the rest of us,
Facts.
like in their own world, in their own zone. And the reality is, nobody becomes a billionaire ethically.
No,
Nobody
please.
does. It is unethical to be a billionaire.
100%. Because what did you have to do to get there?
You
You have
had
to
to
exploit.
exploit labor.
Mm-hmm.
It is cut and dry. There is no ethical billionaires. Not Rihanna, not Taylor Swift, not Jay-Z, not Jeff Bezos. They are none of them are ethical. Not a single one of them. They have all exploited labor and exploited systems in order
Mm-hmm.
to attain that much wealth. And now that they have it, they are not utilizing it to do anything that benefits humanity,
Mm-mm. Nope.
which is why billionaires should not exist. If we redistributed the wealth, if we said every single person, as soon as you get to $999 million, boom, every other cent you make over that is going back to humanity.
It should.
Imagine what we could do with that money.
Yeah, because let's also just think about how much money that is.
Nine
Like, nobody in their right mind can spend that much money
on anything, on anything.
on
And
anything.
these
And they
billionaires
don't
have
even
three,
need
four
those
properties,
things.
4 or 5 properties they have. They've got their bomb shelters. They've got
Literally.
their bunkers. They've got their 20 cars.
Literally.
and they still are trying to get more and more money.
More and more
That
and
is a
more.
mental illness.
Facts.
They are sick.
Yeah,
And
100%. Please, you can't do all of these things and be hoarding this much wealth
no,
and be of your right mind.
no,
Like, there's
you
no
can't.
way.
You can't.
And you
And
hear about rich people talking about loneliness and being lonely, but are you not the architect of your own loneliness?
yeah, a
Exploiting
lot of
people,
people would
hurting
like you.
people,
Yeah.
like you're literally creating that space for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's just like on their personal level, but like, on the like level of like global impact, it's just like they all have more than enough money to impact the world positively and still have enough money to survive for forever.
Facts.
There's no person on earth right now who could work a 9 to 5 job and become a billionaire. It is literally impossible because
Absolutely
you
not.
you have to exploit labor in order to get to that level of wealth. And a society has to stop idolizing these people
I agree.
and has to essentially we have to reorganize society. Again, these people should not exist. They use more resources than everybody else. Their private flights, their super yachts, their cars, they're burning through resources, oil and CO2 emissions
Mm-hmm.
more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Fact.
Facts. Facts.
They are unwell. Hoarding to this level of wealth is a sign of mental illness because the earth, we have so many issues: children hunger, disease, freaking
Genocide, war.
all of these issues. Where are the billionaires? Why do we think they're not making an effort to put their wealth together to stop these things? Because they are profiting off of these systems,
Facts.
because they are sick people. They profit off of the rest of us showing up and working our jobs every single day.
Yep.
They are exploiting our labor in order to stay at the top. And think about this, for example, Elon Musk SpaceX, he just became the trillionaire, the first trillionaire in the world, right? That company doesn't provide a service of benefit to anybody.
Facts.
SpaceX does nothing for the average person. There is not anything that you or I can get from SpaceX. It
No.
does nothing for us. It is an exploratory nonsense mission by a billionaire who didn't need the funding and doesn't
Facts.
need the money. And yet our government uses our tax dollars that we pay into a system that's supposed to provide services to us. And they are spending our tax dollars to uplift this rocket ship company.
Why?
For what?
When did anybody ask for that? We have NASA.
That's what I'm saying. And we're already funding NASA. So
Exactly.
why do we also need to fund this guy?
We
A
shouldn't.
billionaire, a trillionaire now, is
Yeah,
still
literally
receiving our
trillionaire.
tax
God.
dollars to help benefit his country. And yet our government is telling us they can't afford Social Security anymore. So that means you and I no longer can retire. Isn't that great? The boomers have burned through the retirement program in the United States. So we no longer have a
Woohoo.
retirement safety net right here, right now, but they expect us to keep working and paying into a system so that they can give tax breaks to billionaires. It's predatory.
Don't you just love it?
They're sick in the head. Bezos, all of them. And they're talking about, oh yeah, the government shouldn't tax people. The government should be taxing you guys.
Truly.
Because then we would be able to afford other things.
Facts. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like if billionaires, millionaires, whatever, were taxed accordingly. I saw something about Massachusetts a while ago because
Mm,
they have very like much not very, but much higher taxes
mm.
for
The
like
ultra
the
wealthy.
ultra wealthy. And that actually created more millionaires in their state.
Yep. As
So
it always does.
when the wealth is
The
redistributed,
it
it kind
always
of seems like more people can be wealthy.
Yeah, that's the reality. And that's the
So,
reason the billionaires took over all of the media outlets and control all of the media outlets. It's because they now control the narrative of the don't tax billionaires, then we'll lose jobs. Don't tax billionaires, and then companies will move out of the country. Those are lies curated by billionaires, paid for by billionaires, sent out to the airwaves by the billionaire owned media company to trick the public for their benefit.
talking about trickle down. That's
it is
crazy.
massively, massively important. I mean, we could talk about the French Revolution. I can tell you this statistically, the wealth distribution gap was less back then than it is right now. And the French put out the guillotine, and the wealth distribution was less back then than it was right now. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that if they are not willingly going to help society with their advanced abundance of wealth,
Please.
then society should take it from them and take it back and redistribute it. If they won't do it willingly, we might have to just take it.
Yeah.
What's stopping one agent from the IRS from just moving that number? I mean, I
True.
think it's time that we start getting into more covert ways of fighting back against this ultra wealthy ruling class. They are choosing actively to not solve world hunger, to not solve child hunger, to not give children free meals in school, to not give redistribute the wealth to allow more
Pay their
people to be
workers more
lifted
money.
out of poverty. Right, Jeff Bezos, almost 50% of his workforce is on government assistance. So that means we have to pay our tax dollars to pay Jeff Bezos' workers, who's a billionaire, because he refuses to do so. Does that sound right to you? Same with Walmart and the Walmart family, billion richest family on earth.
But the workers are the problem.
God forbid the workers should earn a livable wage.
I
God
know.
forbid. God forbid if you have a full-time job and you work it, you should be able to survive on this planet. God fucking forbid.
God forbid minimum wage paid all your bills. God forbid you could buy
It,
groceries comfortably off
and it's
minimum
just
wage.
disgusting. It's
Should
disgusting
be a
that
livable
we,
wage.
the people, the masses, are having to suffer. And so many people are living paycheck to paycheck. So many people are in medical debt. So many people are in fucking college debt. All of these things. And we have a group of people, the billionaires, that could snap their fingers and wipe out all of these problems for everybody. They could get together and say, hey, we've got a vast abundance of wealth. Let's give $50 billion between the rest of us back to society. We'll all still be billionaires. And guess what? We'll shut them up for about 20 years. They could literally do that. And they choose actively not to do that because they are sick,
Yeah.
sick mentally, and they are hoarders.
Well, right. And also just imagine how much more money they would make if they did that because people would have money to spend.
To invest back into the economy because no billionaire is out here at Walmart getting groceries. None
No.
of them are out there buying TVs or buying new shoes. No, but when you or I have money, the people in the masses have money, we will immediately inject it back into the economy,
100%.
which is what always happens
Of
when they are
course.
taxed adequately and the wealth is
Please.
redistributed.
Yeah. It's just so crazy. It's so
God, man.
crazy.
And like, yeah, I'm just, it's just so disgusting. I just don't understand how it got so far gone, like how the corruption got so far gone. I just don't understand it, because all of these billionaires are the same people paying the lobbyists,
Yeah.
which then corrupt our government. So then our government people refuse to actually do laws for the constituents. It's all paid for by the
Mm-hmm.
billionaires, right? The billionaires class, they spent more money on this previous election than they've ever spent in any election ever. It's like all of them who invested into Trump's inauguration, they then got $50 billion worth of government contracts. That is clear as day corruption.
That's clearly corruption.
And
Are you
who's doing it?
kidding me?
Bezos, Zuckerberg, freaking all of them.
Yep.
They all did it. They all did it. It's
It
corruption.
is
And then they just go
100%.
sail around on their yachts like, oh yeah,
Like
everything's
nothing's
fine.
happened. And we're all here struggling to afford groceries, having to feed ourselves,
They are
pay
the
rent,
worst people on the planet. Billionaires should not exist. Every single
period.
billionaire is a bad person. If they are not actively, the only person I'll give an exception to is what's his name's ex-wife. Because Miss X Bezos is out here. She's given away over 50% of the wealth she got in her divorce.
Mm,
So it is doable. They are all
queen.
actively choosing not to do it. And guess what? Her net worth has went up exponentially since she started giving more money away.
Wow.
So that shows that when billionaires do the right thing, exactly as you said, it will come back to them. But they
Of
are
course.
actively choosing to not do that. So there's one that's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
The rest of them are literally pieces of shit. I mean, point blank, period.
Yeah,
From
100%.
Rihanna to Taylor to Bezos and Zuckerberg, I don't care. I don't discriminate. All billionaires should not exist, and every single billionaire is an immoral human being. Fact.
Facts. Facts. So,
So yeah, part one: why
part one.
billionaires should not exist. I'll be back for y'all asses too.
If you made it this far,
Thanks for
thanks for
watching.
watching.
We'll see you next
See you
time.
next time.
Peace.